Is it recording?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to the pod. Welcome back to Flannel Moth. I'm your host, Madison.
And I'm Barrett.
We're here to flap our traps. We're in a bit of a different location today, so if you hear background noise, it's really loud. We're at the Cape, and our whole family's upstairs. We're in the basement recording, and everyone just seems to...
It's the Elliott herd.
It's a herd. And it's like the dog's feet tapping. Everyone's stomping around. We have a dripping water pump in the closet behind us.
This place, so about the building, like down the Cape, there's our land sits on a lot where like the water just kind of funnels into it. So we have like 3 pumps at this place always going.
Just pumping.
And it's actually not too bad because last night me and Madison slept in the basement and it felt like we were sleeping like next to a water spring.
Yeah,
it was pretty sweet.
It was really nice, like the trickle of the water. That was quite lovely, but now it's annoying because we're recording down.
Yeah, we have to deal with like a herd of people upstairs thundering around, but so we're gonna get through it.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get it done before our cousin gets here with our nephew / godson.
The Godfather.
The Godfather. So last week, or the last episode, Barrett really liked the Reddit post segment.
Yeah, the Reddit post segment I like. That kind of fires things up, gets the juices flowing.
Barrett wanted to start with that before we got into our gossip today.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had enough with that moving table. What are they doing up there?
I don't know.
Who's dragging furniture across the living room?
Everyone dragging a dead body across the floor.
Yeah, so I have 2 stories and I can't kind of decide which one. All right, I'll read both the titles and you can pick which one.
Okay.
They're both from the Am I the Asshole thread.
Yeah, good thread.
Am I the asshole for not contributing to my boyfriend's home renovations? Or your eyes. Or am I the asshole for not giving up my room for my grandparents? You want the home renovation or the grandparents?
Grandparents.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not giving up my room for my grandparents? A couple of years ago, I got a new king-size bed to go in my room. The larger one of me and my sisters, with the rule that every time my grandparents visit, I give up my room. I have had no problem with this and have given up my room for about 4 or 5 times in the past couple of years. For context, my grandmother snores very loud and my grandfather usually takes the guest room upstairs. So it would really just be my grandma sleeping in my bed alone. This year, my grandparents are visiting for my birthday. It is my 17th birthday and I thought my sister moving out, they would take her room. Apparently not, as last night my parents asked me to give up my room. I told them that I wanted my own room for my birthday, and they said that they will move my sister's bed into my room so I could have my own room. I complained again, saying that I want my own bed in my own room for my birthday. They got mad at me and called me disrespectful and that I wasn't obliging to the rules of getting the king-size bed. Am I the asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming from someone that always had to give up their room when family and everyone came over because I have the bathroom in my room.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like, I have no problem with that. Like, I slept on couches. I slept all over that house. Yeah, you're
such a trooper. You really are.
You know what I mean?
No one's had their room taken away from them more than you.
It's your grandparents.
Dude, I would give
It's not like it's your cousin. It's your fucking grandparents.
I would give anything in the world to be able to give up my bedroom for my grandparents, to have grandparents. We don't even have grandparents. All of them are gone.
Yeah.
What I would give, giving up your bedroom sounds like the least of your problems.
And I'm guessing this is a girl.
I don't know.
Or a guy. Doesn't really specify.
It doesn't. No, they don't specify. It doesn't matter.
You're 17 years old. Like, I get that you're in your teenage angst years, but like, come on, like.
Oh, there's an edit to the post too.
Oh, okay.
Edit. It isn't a new bed. It is my parents' old bed as they got a new one. So it was the bed when they got this new king bed. It was new to them, but it was like an older bed in the house.
Yeah.
I'm not a very outgoing person, and I like having my own space to calm myself down and have some alone time. All of my personal belongings are in my room, and I like having them close by. But when my grandparents visit, I can't go into my room. Okay, first, you can't go into your room at night when your grandparents are sleeping. I highly doubt your grandparents wouldn't allow you in your room to access whatever things you wanted or needed.
Yeah, new clothes, like
you need to be surrounded by all of your possessions at every moment of the day. Also, aren't you staying in a different room with a different bed? So don't you have quiet time and alone time?
Yeah,
You have a room that you're sleeping in. Yeah. It's just not your room.
Right. Like, what else do you really need?
What else do you need?
I don't know. I think she's kind of the asshole.
Even, yeah, I think he or she, whoever they are. Oh, this one, some comments. Also, I'm in a similar situation where I took Mackenzie's old room, which has the king size bed.
Yeah.
And I agreed when the Baileys come to stay, because we have these friends who visit us a lot, and they're very tall people. They're all over 6 feet.
Yeah,
all of them.
They're giants.
They're so tall. Like, they're not going to fit in the queen size beds in the house. So, of course, when the Baileys come, they're not even family. I will immediately give it to Elizabeth and Alan or, like, whoever needs that bed, a tall person. Like, obviously.
Always, dude.
Always.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So someone says, everyone sucks here. On the one hand, you did agree to this, and there was no provision in your verbal contract unless it's your birthday. On the other hand, your grandparents should be willing to take your sister's room rather than kick someone out of their own bed, which I think the solution to the parents being like, but like, oh, we're going to like switch the bed so grandma and grandpa can have the king bed.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 people sleeping in the bed, so it's probably more comfortable for them, right? Even though they did mention in the story, grandma and grandpa don't share a bedroom because one of them's a snorer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, it just kind of feels like chaos. A bratty teenager being a brat, being like, it's my room and it's my birthday. Oh my God. They're going to regret this when they're in their 30s and they don't have grandparents anymore. I hope they do, but if they don't, when they're older, they're going to be like, damn, I'd give anything to give up my bedroom again just so I could see my grandma and grandpa like one more time.
Yeah.
This is just giving brat.
It is.
What a brat.
Yeah.
Could you even imagine, like, what do you need in your bedroom? Your laptop, your chargers? Take it out. Go set it up in wherever the space you're sleeping.
Yeah, it's whatever. I mean, they're the asshole. Yeah. There's plenty of ways to get around it.
So many ways.
Bottom line, they're the asshole.
Just a little brat.
All right, what do we got for the first story today?
You have some stuff. Do you want me to start, or do you want to?
You could start.
Okay. Oh, last time we did the podcast, we talked about BB Rexa getting nailed in the head with the phone.
Oh,
Since then, Pink and Kelsey Ballerini have gotten things thrown at them on stage. Kelsey Ballerini, I don't know what she was hit in the face with.
People, dude?
Someone threw their ashes on stage at Pink while she was performing. Their mother's ashes.
That's insane.
What is wrong with people? E! News reported on both the stories. Kelsey Ballerini was struck in the face by an object while performing on stage in Idaho. And Pink was absolutely stunned after fan throws her mom's ashes at her during a performance. Stop throwing things at people.
Yeah.
You're ruining it for everyone. No one's going to come and perform at concerts.
That's so bad. That's
so bad.
The ashes, it's pretty funny, but because it's not going to like hurt the person.
No,
it's
but
just
that's
like weird. But throwing phones and like all this other stuff at people, like that's bad.
Why do I keep calling her Casey? That's embarrassing. I know who she is. Kelsey Ballerini. What was she hit in the face with? It doesn't even say.
Who knows? But you shouldn't do it. Stop doing that.
Stop
fucking throwing people at
things at people on stage.
Yeah, that's awful. Gonna hurt someone. Take an eye out.
Oh, another story. Travis Scott not being indicted by a grand jury for the deaths of the 10 concert goers from Astroworld. Did you hear about that? He's not being charged.
Yeah, he shouldn't be.
Yeah. What? Tell me more.
He's not responsible. He's not responsible for all those people. Like, that's not his job.
No, I know. I agree.
And it's like, people are going to friggin' while out. You know what I mean?
Travis Scott will not face criminal charges over Astroworld tragedy, E! News reports. After holding a meeting June 29th, that was Mom and Dad's anniversary, a Texas grand jury has decided not to indict Travis Scott on criminal charges over the 2021 Astroworld tragedy that left 10 people dead. Yeah. The deadly crowd surge took place at a music festival in Houston. A Texas grand jury decided on the outcome after being presented with evidence by prosecutors. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, it's not his... Imagine just being a performer at a concert and people just act so wild that... That was really sad when that happened.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
It's really scary, really sad, but at the same time, it's not his responsibility when people start going crazy.
Yeah, you won't catch me at a Travis Scott concert, that's for sure.
No.
I'll be at Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Well,
That would never happen at a Taylor Swift concert ever.
who knows?
Taylor Swift's concert, the concert I went to was like one of the most positive, happy experiences of my life. Everyone
iconic,
was
dude.
so nice.
They're selling the rainwater on eBay.
Yeah, I was at that rain show. I should have caught the rainwater and sold it.
Yeah, you
should have squeezed out my hair into a cup, all the water.
Oh, God.
Oh, that gross water. No, I made friends with people in the bathroom. We were all making friendship bracelets and trading them with each other, and everyone had on cute outfits. Yeah, we make friendship. Everyone makes friendship bracelets, and you trade.
That's insane, dude. It's a cult following.
Yeah, but it's a good cult to be a part of. I mean, it's a harmless cult. It's a happy cult.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've seen Taylor Swift fans absolutely come for people's lunches.
Yeah, they can get toxic. I'm not toxic. Not me.
They can get pretty outrageous, dude. Like, you don't want to be an ex-boyfriend of Taylor Swift. Like, they will come for your lunch and they will never stop until you're 6 feet under.
Hey, I want to be someone that you don't want to be my ex-boyfriend. You know what I mean? I want you to rue the day. But it's not. You can't even say it's every ex-boyfriend because Taylor Lautner is their friends.
Yeah, but he's not shit now.
What do you mean?
His career is not as good as Taylor Swift's.
No, but we love him.
But
the Taylor Swift sisterhood, we love Taylor Lautner. He's so wonderful. There's no harm, no foul. Like, we're never going to disrespect his name.
Because he was the wolf in Twilight and there's a conflict?
No, because he didn't disrespect her.
There's a mental conflict there.
No. Because you're Team Jacob, but also Team Taylor Swift.
Yeah, like, that's people having a fit with their mental
No, it's because he never wronged her.
Okay.
And so there's no need to hate him. It's like people don't hate her ex-boyfriends because they dated her or broke up with her. They don't like
John. Who do they hate? Like,
okay,
John
we hate
Mayer?
John Mayer and we hate who's the other guy? He's not even important enough to know his name.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, him.
Jake Gyllenhaal is pretty fucking important. He's a good.
My book.
Okay, he's a good actor.
The two of them are the only ones. I don't know who else. Like, I guess if you're really in the Swiftie zeitgeist, you know all the exes.
What about the new guy?
Oh, Joe Alwyn. He's a loser.
So we don't like him.
I never liked them together. It was giving nothing.
Nothing.
It gives absolutely nothing. Like, they never went out in public together, which is fine. Like, have a private relationship. Love that for her. Love that for them. But, like, he just seemed for no reason. Like, I have no factual... Oh, the Masons just got here.
Yeah.
I have no factual reason to believe this, but he just, like, was giving loser energy. Like, he was like, jealous of her because she was obviously a mega famous person, and it felt like he was kind of riding her coattails without riding her coattails.
Right.
Like, he's some indie actor. Like, I feel like Taylor needs to be with a businessman who works in the industry and knows it, but maybe isn't a celebrity himself, or someone who is just as powerful as she is.
But not in the industry.
Because you're never going to get it.
Yeah.
You're never going to get it unless you are it. I feel like there's very few people who are going to get and understand her lifestyle and what she does.
Who would you match up Taylor with? If you could, going off of all that stuff you just said. Like, I don't think there is a person
it would be Harry Styles, but we've already been there. We've been down that road. Harry Styles gets it. Yeah. He's a pop star who gets it, who does what she does, who literally understands the industry at the level that she does. I mean, no one's at the level she is besides, like, Beyonce, but she's not going to marry Beyonce.
She dated Harry Styles?
Yeah, they had a fling thing for a while. It was a moment. I think she wrote a song about him. Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods? Are we in the clay yet? Yeah, that was about Harry Styles.
Oh, who knows?
I think they're friendly. I think they support each other and they're friends. I could be making that up. But, like, that would have been, I think, her perfect match, coming from, like, a musical industry perspective. Or Chris Martin from, what's that band?
I have no idea.
You know Chris Martin. No, you're going to be embarrassed when I find out his band name. Yeah, you did. It's not Imagine Dragons. It's Coldplay. Oh. Chris Martin's the lead singer of Coldplay.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was married to Gwyneth Paltrow. They have Apple Martin together. That's his daughter, Apple.
No shit.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's insane.
Oh my God, did you hear about the woman who was dead and came alive and at the wake?
No.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me? That happened?
Yeah, let me read you the story. People magazine wrote it. Elderly woman declared dead in Ecuador shockingly comes back to life, banging on coffin during her wake.
I would freak out.
Did they not embalm the bodies in Ecuador? Because when you go to a funeral here in the United States, all the wakes I've been to, the body's been embalmed. Like, you drain it, you fill it with the stuff, they're ice cold.
Maybe they don't.
Did anyone reach down and, like, touch her hand and feel that she was room temperature and not dead and cold?
I don't know. Go on, though.
It gave us all a fright, Bella Montoya's son said, adding that his 76-year-old mom was still in unstable condition. The 76-year-old woman who was declared dead at an Ecuadorian hospital found alive in her coffin after she started banging on it during her wake. Dude.
That's insane.
Can you imagine?
No.
Bella Montoya, a retired nurse, was brought to the hospital early Friday after suffering cardiopulmonary arrest and a possible stroke, the Associated Press says. After not responding to the resurrection efforts, she was declared dead. Doctors informed Montoya's family, including her son Gilberto Barbera, that she was dead and handed over a death certificate. According to the AP, the family took her to the funeral home and held a wake. 5 hours in, the coffin started to rattle.
Oh my God, that would be so scary. That would be so scary. I'd be like, don't open the coffin. It's a fucking ghost.
No, that's like my dream.
Zombie.
For someone who you're at a funeral with to like open their eyes and be like, gotcha.
That's your dream?
Yeah, it means they're not dead and they're alive. Isn't that the dream? Isn't that what you want?
I mean,
you can't think of anyone whose wake you've been to where you're like, wish they'd just sit up and be like, gotcha.
I get it, but like how fucking scary would it be if the coffin started rattling? You wouldn't be like, oh my God. You'd be like, oh my God, like what is happening? Like, holy shit. Like, that's a zombie.
Yeah, it would be a little spooky, but I'd open it. You wouldn't. You try and bury them alive. Eventually.
I'd be a little fucking taken aback. Being like,
why is
the coffin rattling?
Why is it spicy?
Yeah. Why is it spicy?
Oh my God. There were about 20 of us there, he continued. After about 5 hours of the wake, the coffin started to make sounds. My mom was wrapped in sheets and hitting the coffin. When we approached, we could see that she was breathing heavily. Oh my God, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. So I guess they don't, like, embalm the bodies, because if they had, they would have killed the person while draining them.
Right.
That's crazy. Well, she's alive. She's in intensive care. According to the Ecuador's Ministry of Public Health, they're opening an investigation to review how the hospital issues death certificates, the ministry said in a statement.
Yeah.
There's so many questions, like, how did we even get to that point?
That's so insane.
Okay, so the 82-year-old woman was pronounced dead at 11:15 a.m., transported right from there to the funeral home at 1:30 p.m., and she was discovered breathing at 2:09 p.m. So they were just like, all right, let's get her in the ground. There's some religions that do that. The Jewish faith does that.
Jesus.
You immediately, I think, 24 to 48 hours.
Wow.
And then you sit Shiva for 7 days. You sat Shiva.
I have.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
I like it better than what Catholics do. You go cry for all day crying. Like, when you sit Shiva, you just sit at your house and people come and bring you food and they help you cook. Nothing is expected of you. You can just cry. You cover all the mirrors. You don't even have to do your hair and makeup. I wouldn't do my hair and makeup. I would just sit in my living room with my sunglasses on and people bring me drinks. Anyway.
It's pretty nice.
Adam Sandler and his wife celebrated 20 years of marriage together.
I saw that on Instagram. Yeah, that's unreal.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was his wife.
Yeah, she makes like guest appearances. Yeah,
she was in The Wrong Missy.
Oh yeah, she was in that. She's been in That's My Boy. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, she's funny. She's beautiful. Their youngest daughter one of their kids. One of their daughters looks just like her. Identical twin. It's crazy.
That's unreal.
Ryan Seacrest takes over hosting The Wheel of Fortune.
Yep, I saw that. That's good. That's a good pick, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else was going to do it?
I don't know.
No one.
Yeah.
There's no one else who could do it.
So it's going to be him and Vanna White.
I named my car Vanna after Vanna White because I have
The
a
one you
white
drive
car.
now?
Yeah, because she's white.
Okay.
Which, I mean, she's not a van, but that was going to be my name, Savannah. And Dad was like, absolutely not. But I was going to be Vanna. I was going to be Vanna Elliott.
Vanna.
That's kind of a marble mouth, though.
That is a...
Van Elliott.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
I used to watch The Wheel of Fortune with Grandma when we were home from school sick, remember?
Yeah.
We'd watch The Wheel of Fortune and The Price is Right.
Yep. So
Isn't the guy who hosts The Price is Right named Jim Carrey?
Drew Carey.
Oh.
Not Jim Carrey. Drew Carey.
My bad. You got some stories for us?
Well, just like some shout out stuff.
Oh,
I don't really know. So
shout out.
Yeah, shout out stuff. So the James Bond search is still going.
Still
Going.
They're never gonna find one at this point. It's like, you know what it's giving? It's giving trying to pick a movie at night to watch, and you just end up not picking one and going to bed.
Yeah, pretty much the way it's been going. Yeah, but
I guarantee the next actor hasn't even been born yet. That's how long it's gonna take.
There's always been like news about it, like going on or whatever. Like every couple months is always like, oh well, so and so popped in for.
I think it should have been the hottie from Bridgerton.
So Henry Cavill plays Superman.
Yeah.
And like he's a big franchise guy.
Yeah, he's a franchise guy.
But then like you kind of don't want to see like a guy who's done like a bunch of other franchises.
I know
before
you can't be Superman and Bond.
He is the literal. He's the perfect James Bond.
Oh.
He is his look, his persona, the way he talks, like everything. He would be the perfect James Bond.
Yeah.
And I guess the director, he went in for an audition, and the director was like, he was awesome. Like he was incredible.
Oh my god.
Because like looking at like the people that they pick for James Bond, there's maybe only like 2 or 3 guys I think that could pull it off.
Yeah. So how many James Bonds have there been, actor-wise? Because I know the one we just had was, what's his name?
Daniel Craig.
Love him.
Pierce Brosnan before that. Sean Connery. And then I think there was like 2 more, but they only had like 1
movie each.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't quote me on that, people, but
people are on.
But like those are like the big 3 that I can remember as being James Bond. And they need to add. They're like when you do James Bond movies, your body takes a fucking beating.
You also, what I heard,
like,
you can't do anything else.
No,
so you can only be Bond, and that's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, which for Daniel Craig was perfect for at that point in his career.
Yeah,
like he was doing some big movies. Like he did Road to Perdition with Tom Hanks. It's fucking awesome. I mean,
Tom
movie.
Hanks is in it.
But there's a bunch of other guys that are in it that you would know. But like Road to Perdition was an awesome movie. Like Jude Law's in that movie, but he wasn't really getting like those huge leading man roles, I feel like. And then all of a sudden he gets James Bond, and now it's like
he's Bond.
He's a household name.
Yeah.
You know, like he can be, and he was in Knives Out, like all those movies.
Yeah, that's right.
Like he gets whatever he wants now. So with Henry Cavill, it's like he already gets everything he wants.
Yeah.
You know, whatever he wants.
He's also Superman.
So I kind of want to see, even though I would love to see Henry Cavill as James Bond, I would love to see like an unknown actor, and I would like to see James Bond origin story.
We don't have that yet?
No. And know who I think would be perfect for that?
Who?
But he may age out soon. Who? Tom Holland.
Yeah.
You get Tom Holland. Like, how did James Bond get recruited? What was his childhood like? Like, give me all of that good.
But Holland's been a superhero. He's Spider-Man.
But Tom Holland, if you're doing an origin story, I feel like he could carry that. He could carry that flame and that torch.
Yeah.
For the next 20 years as James Bond. Like you start him out, like he starts out young, but still, who gives a fuck?
I do. I want to see him in other things that I like to watch. No. I'm not a Bond girl.
There's nothing more important than James Bond.
No, I've only seen No Time to Die or No Day to Die, Don't Die, which was the most recent one. A Time to Die. What was it called?
I think it's Tomorrow Never Dies, or
See, you don't even know.
No time to die. No time to die
right.
is the last one.
I was right.
But
I want to don't take my actor that I want to see in other things. So we can't do another Spider-Man.
Or if you do it this way, right? So you get Tom Holland to do like 2 origin story James Bonds. You film them back to back.
Okay.
And then we try to find an actor that's like already in like their late 40s, right? Or like in their 40s at some point that could portray like a Tom Holland when he's older. Mm-hmm. And then he would take the torch and he would do like 4 or 5 movies.
I'd like to see the Duke from Bridgerton cool. Season 1 be James Bond. He's so good looking. And I don't see him in anything.
I don't know
it's the only thing I'll look it up. His name's like, he has a French name. It's like Jean something. Hold on, the Duke from Bridgerton.
I mean, there's a couple people that I would think to be James Bond, like Michael Fassbender.
Roger Jean Page. Okay.
I think he could probably do it. I don't know. He's
English.
Yeah, you have to be English to be James Bond.
Oh, is that the rule?
That is the rule. Like, you have to be.
Imagine if they found some no-name who made a fake identity. He was like an American who went undercover and created like a fake birth certificate, a fake everything, and no-name gets cast.
Like, imagine...
That's some serious method acting.
Imagine a British person playing Captain America like this. Like, yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Like, it has to be a British person.
Who's played Captain America? Who were all the Captain Americas?
Chris Evans. And...
Oh my God, don't even say his name. I love him so much, and he deactivated his social media, and I feel like it's because he proposed to his girlfriend and they're getting married.
Oh, brutal.
Brutal.
Chris Evans and, what's his name? Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
We're both Captain America.
Christopher George Saris.
Who's that?
Oh, is this the body double? Remember when Captain America is like, before they do what they do to him to make him Captain America?
Oh, yeah.
I think this was the actor, and they superimposed Chris Evans' face on this actor.
Okay, yeah.
So I think that's why he gets credited, which is justice.
All right, so that's my spiel on James Bond and who's going to be the next James Bond. We don't know, but
okay, but we'll be waiting with bated breath. We want updates now.
But the Henry Cavill
he's gorgeous.
Audition went well, and I feel like that would be a good choice.
Anyway.
Yeah. So another movie trailer that I saw that Tyler sent me, it's called Dumb Money.
Oh.
So it's basically about, remember the GameStop?
Yes.
Spiel? It's about that. And the guy who was basically doing a podcast, like promoting it or whatever, and all that stuff, was from Brockton, Massachusetts.
Is it a documentary or a movie?
It's going to be a movie. Paul Dano is in it.
I don't know who that is.
You know who it is. Google it.
Okay.
And
Google it.
Paul Dano's in it. Pete Davidson's in it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, there's... who else is in it? Seth Rogen's in it.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly who this guy is.
Ron Swanson's in it.
Oh, what an all-star cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some more people, but like those are the big names that I kind of saw.
Do you want to know what I know this guy from?
What?
Little Miss Sunshine. When I see this actor, that's what I think of, is Little Miss Sunshine. He was so incredible in that film. Yeah, it's like the second one recommended. He was in Batman?
Yeah.
What did he do in Batman?
He was...
I didn't see that Batman.
Yeah, you didn't see that one.
Speaking of Pete Davidson, he's checked into a facility. Did you hear that?
Yeah, he's in rehab.
Hope he's doing good.
Yeah, hope he's all right.
Hope he comes out of the clear. I remember when he first was on SNL, I was like, oh my God, this new, like, that young guy on SNL, I think he's so hot. And everyone was like, ew. And totally disagreed with me, and they're like, oh my God, you have such bad taste. You think he's hot? Oh, what do you know? He dates Ariana Grande. He's become the most desirable man in Hollywood. Everyone wants to date him. Kate Beckinsale, Phoebe Denver, Kaya Gerber, Kim Kardashian, Ariana Grande. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
I thought of it first, and now I'm like over it because everyone Like everyone now, it's a trend to think Pete Davidson's hot. But Pete, if you're listening, I thought you were spectacular before you dated Ariana Grande. You didn't need to date Ari for me to know that you were special.
Yeah, and the
I've always known.
Guy's got a rope too, so that always helps. That always helps with the ladies.
Well, I liked him before I heard that rumor. I always thought that. Everyone was like, really? That, and I'm like, yeah, I just think there's something about him. And then now everyone, and I was like, I liked him before it was cool to like him.
Yeah. There you go. Shout out Maddie, starting trends.
Yeah, no, I'm a trend forecaster, if you will. Wait, the Idol backlash? I heard you and Dad talking about this the other day. Dad saying he has to watch it. That show, The Idol, on HBO.
Oh, yeah.
With
well,
The Weeknd.
I wasn't talking about it. I heard it's a crappy show, though.
Yeah.
I heard it's terrible.
And every article I've read about it, so the Daily Mail is like, what I've learned is that if you see a headline from the Daily Mail, you have to read the article because the headline is a lie. The headline is not what it says it is. Like, so I'm reading an article this morning at 7 a.m. that it's like HBO wraps up The Idol an episode early. Let me pull up the article. I found the article on Snapchat, so then I couldn't open it on Safari, so I looked up. Actually, I took a screenshot of it. Yeah, here we go. Here's the headline. Tell me when I read this headline, what does this sound like to you? HBO pulls the plug on final episode of controversy hit TV series The Idol. What does that sound like to you?
That was a shit show.
Yeah, and that they pulled the plug and they're ending it before they're releasing the last episode?
Yeah.
No. Not the case. When the show got greenlit, it was greenlit to be a 6-episode show.
Yeah.
Then they fired everyone on the show and brought in Sam Levinson, and he condensed it into 5 episodes. So there's no like episode that you're not losing an episode.
Yeah.
He made it 5 episodes instead of 6.
I like the Daily Mail. I think the Daily Mail is really good.
Yeah, but you got to read the article because this headline is. I read the article and I was like, they even said in there. I think I screenshotted it. Where is it? Okay, the source told TV Line the season
That's what
ended
headlines
up being
are, though.
Lies.
They're graphs. No, they're white lies. They're fabricated white lies is what they are.
It says the season ended up being 5 episodes when it was all said and done after Sam took over and made significant changes. The story only ended up requiring 5. So when you say they've pulled the plug on final episode, there is no final episode. You got all 5 episodes. That's it. There's no episode HBO is holding on to that they're refusing to air. But I do believe that it's a controversial show because every article I've read about it is like, art is polarizing and you just don't get it. Okay, if you have to explain it so many times and no one gets it, maybe your show's not that good. If no one gets it, it's not good.
Yeah.
If you're constantly, every week, having to explain.
Somewhere from like screenplay to all the way to like production and editing and post-production, there was a misstep where someone didn't do their job correctly, in my mind. Because sometimes you can have everything written down the way you want it, and you need to like work with the director and the producers to be like left brain, right brain. Like, you need to be on the same page and sharing the same thought. Because sometimes a lot of the stuff, the way it's seen and the way it's shown or edited, isn't necessarily how it was written, and vice versa.
Right.
You know, like, you need to be on the same page. But at the same time,
when everyone's watching it, like, they're screening these episodes before it airs. If no one in the room gets it, and every week when a new episode comes out, the actors, the writers, the directors, the showrunners, everyone's having to give interviews being like, explaining the actors' choices and explain, like, I should be able, like, people don't even get the plot. I mean, they've seen the whole show and they're like, oh, I can't even tell you what the plot is. Like, the plot was lost.
That's a bad,
maybe your show just sucks.
And no one wants to say it to Sam Levinson.
Right.
Because Sam Levinson gets a ton of work.
Because he did Euphoria, which was also...
I don't want to say shit because then I'm not going to be on his next show. Like, that's how people are thinking in Hollywood, and that's not doing the director and all these stars a good service.
Yeah, no, it's
You're
not.
screwing them. Like, you need to speak up. if not the grip guy, like you need to feed yourself every week, and I understand that, but like some of these showrunners, you want to be assistant directors someday, directors, like, you know, get your own stuff produced.
Yeah.
Like, speak up and just don't have to shit on their lives, but be like, look, like, I'm not really understanding this. Like, maybe if we do it a different way, or maybe if we add some lines to give it some clarity.
I'm sorry, this is no disrespect to these actors or actresses. I don't believe that like Lily Rose Depp like gets film better than like all the people who don't understand what the show is about. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe this girl has been to Ivy League studying film and been to all these like world-renowned acting classes, and like what, she thought she was going to have her Zendaya moment working with Sam Levinson. Zendaya's won huge awards for the role that she did in Euphoria, and she thought she was getting a nom. She was like, I'm going to hook my wagon to the Sam Levinson horse, and she thought she was going to have her Zendaya moment, and she didn't, and it didn't work out for you.
And that's okay, like, but when you look at Lily Rose Depp and you look at Zendaya, like, Zendaya grew up on Disney. Like, that is Ivy League acting. Like, that is being a part of, like, because acting is one of those things where it's like film school. You could go to film school and make it. You could go to film school and not make it. And vice versa. You could not go to film school and, you know,
and be the greatest there ever was.
Exactly.
But she's also, I have a feeling she's a Nepo baby, and because she's a Nepo baby and grew up with her father's one of the greatest actors of all time,
she has to
I feel like she thinks it's like in her, and it's like, no, your dad trained, and like there is some training that goes involved. He didn't like just willy-nilly the entire thing, like maybe not at the beginning of his career, but like I just feel like this is also...
Johnny Depp. So a quick thing about Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp went to Hollywood and was playing in bands, and was like a guitarist and like I think a singer, and he ended up meeting Nicolas Cage, by the way, changed his name from Coppola to Cage. And the Coppola family, if you know anything about film, is like, you might as well be the Kennedys. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, Nicolas Cage knew that he would be a Nepo baby, and that's why he changed his name from Coppola to Cage.
Yeah.
So,
but we still know you're a Nepo baby.
but still, like,
you can't run from your nepotism.
But they put in the work, and this was when, you know, there wasn't really a lot of people going into acting that were like, you know, guys like Nicolas Cage or stuff like that. So Johnny Depp and Nicolas Cage started hanging out at some of these bars, and Nicolas Cage is arguably the one that got Johnny Depp like into acting.
That's wild.
And then Johnny Depp obviously got a bunch of these roles, but you take Lily Rose Depp, who's a Nepo baby from Johnny Depp, and it's like...
What else has she done?
She was in The King with Timothy Chalamet.
Timmy C.
So she was in The King for a brief period. She was like the French queen, and they dated for a little while.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they dated for a little while. I think it was because when they met there, because they both speak French.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So it was just like, when you take back to the comparison, when you take Lily Rose and you take Zendaya, like, Zendaya grew up not a Nepo baby.
No, I know. You can't even compare them.
Disney,
I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying, I think Lily Rose saw what Sam Levinson's project Euphoria and how it all became, what it was. And it's so different from The Idol. And like, I think she saw like, oh, well, I'm gonna take this really controversial role, and like,
you can't really blame her, because a lot of people work with certain directors and certain writers for that moment.
No, totally,
you know?
but
like,
she isn't coming out being like,
there's a reason why everyone wants to work with Scorsese.
This might have been inappropriate, because everyone's reactions to this show are like, wow, this is like, some people are calling it revenge porn. I haven't seen it.
Really?
Yeah, so there's...
Jesus.
It's pretty...
I don't know much about it, but I know, like, actors, and I know, I have heard
there's certain scenes in it that are extremely, like uncomfortable to watch.
Isn't that like Euphoria though? It's like high school kids getting fucking pounded.
No.
And that whole idea is like, I don't want that.
Euphoria has a little bit more to do with drugs. That, and like, yes, there are those scenes, and like even that's like people have issues with Euphoria as well.
Yeah.
But this show, it says, so Lily Rose Depp gave an interview. I was excited to do it. Lily Rose Depp defends controversial sex scene in The Idol and insists she never felt safer or more respected on set, as fans call the show torture porn. So you can only imagine what that scene they're talking about is. I feel I don't want to watch it at all, but I almost feel like we need to give our takes on it, but I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
But Lily Depp has defended her controversial sex scene in The Idol, created by Euphoria writer Sam Levinson and The Weeknd. Yeah, it's just like she has a romance with a cult leader who is played by The Weeknd, and like, I don't know. The article after article after article I read that no one gets it, and they're like, you just don't get great art. Well, if it was such great art, you wouldn't have to explain it a million times, you know?
Yeah.
So that's that. But the Daily Mail, man, that headline, I was like, oh my God. I read that headline and was like, they pulled the last episode. They didn't. It's just a 5-episode show.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's controversial, man. People are wiling over it.
So another thing that I've been watching for TV shows is Navillera.
Oh my God, is this the show you watched with Gabby?
Yeah, it's the show I watched with Gabby about this. So it's insane, guys. Like, this is this is something that you would not have in your bingo card for Barrett to be watching.
But it makes me cry when you talk about it.
It's really, it's sad. It's so like
sad.
This 70-year-old Japanese man.
Aww.
He's hanging out with his buddies like in the first episode. And they're all kind of like talking about like, what did you wish you did when you were younger, had a chance or a second chance doing it. And he always wanted to be like in the ballet and be about they call them ballerinos for male people in the ballet
culture.
Yeah. And this guy, like, he ends up, like, walking into this ballet, like, this rec center where they're having ballet in one corner, and, like, he just gets mesmerized by this young guy that's, like, doing all this crazy shit, like, for the ballet to try, and the young guy wants to be, like, in Swan Lake and, like, the head, ballerino or stuff like that, and he has that potential. So you meet all these characters that are kind of doing their own thing and on their own path, but this 70-year-old Japanese man is kind of the one that, like, takes them out of their hardcore, like, ballet shell where it's always just, like, really strict and, like, a really, like, hard thing to do. Like, think about, like, gymnastics when you're 14, 15, like, going for the Olympics. Like, think about, like, that hardcore society at, like, a young age. Yeah. Because these ballerinos and these...
Every time you say ballerino, I love that word.
These ballet bros are just, like, they cap out at, like, 25.
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty much done after that.
Most
ballerinos. Like, they're...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, they have this Japanese guy, and he goes through all this shit. Like, he starts learning from this, like, arrogant kid who, like, lost his dad because his dad went to jail for beating, like, young boys on the soccer team when, like, they wouldn't, like, do drills right and stuff, and he got taken away and put in jail.
Oh my God.
So, like, doesn't have his father, doesn't have his mother. His mother, like, passed away when the dad was, like, in jail. So, like, his life is just fucking chaos, and it's all ballet and, like, work. And then he meets this Japanese guy because his coach tells him, I want you to teach this 70-year-old Japanese man ballet. And it's like the 70-year-old and the kid's like, what the fuck are you having me doing? Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Aww. Like, what are we doing?
Do they become friends?
Kinda. Like, I'm at the point now in the show where it's like they kind of start showing each other respect, but the 70-year-old Japanese man is just like, you're fucking day one A1. Like, he comes in and he starts to, like, the coach is like, all right, this is going to be your manager. So now the 70-year-old is learning ballet, but when he's not learning ballet from this young kid, he's the young kid's manager. being like, get your diet on right, like fucking making sure he doesn't do like any crazy shit. You know what I mean? Because like he was trying to take odd jobs being a delivery guy, but he didn't want him riding on the cycle and like possibly get hurt.
Yeah.
And ruin his chances of becoming this national.
The Swan Lake guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like he starts yelling at the boss, being like, he can't do that. Like, I'll take over his route. So the 70-year-old guy's like doing food delivery to help this kid like earn extra money.
Oh my god.
And like he steps in against those kids that were getting beat on his like old soccer team. Like he steps in on those kids that were like giving him shit or whatever. Like when he went to do a delivery, 70-year-old guy steps in and he's handles it. He plays like a game of pool against him and beats him. Or something like that. Like just like certain little things like that. Like always writes down his diet and how he feels about it.
What language is this show in?
It's in I want to say it's in Japanese, but you put on the subtitles and like you get what's going on.
Yeah, I love subtitled shows.
But honestly, guys, it's on Netflix. I was so shocked about it. I was watching it. I was watching it with my girl, and I was like, I don't know.
What's the name of the show?
It's like Navillera. Navillera. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like Novillera, something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, I was like, I don't know about this, Gabby, and she was like, come on, like watch it. And I was like, all right, fine.
She's crying.
She was crying. Yeah,
she was crying. She had already seen the show. And she's crying.
Yeah. I'm like, Gabby, what's going on? And she was like, it's just so sad.
Oh, it is so sad.
Funny.
I mean, you can watch the Titanic 100 times. You're gonna cry every time, but at the end.
But yeah, after she left, I watched like 2 or 3 more episodes.
When you came in the room, you're like, dude, I love this show.
I was like, unreal. It was unreal. But
speaking of the Titanic submersible.
So, all right, guys, that was my show that I recommend for this week. I think it's really good. Watch the first couple episodes, you know, and you'll like it. What other show do we? I was thinking we end off with that because that's gonna be long. That's gonna be long.
Yeah. Do you have another thing you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just have some quick things.
I have nothing else to give besides my hot takes on our show that we're literally can't stop watching.
I just have some quick things I want to mention. So, and I don't know much about these, but I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get the stories to you for next episode because I don't want to run over time. But in sports, you know, it's sad that Ryan Mallett died drowning at the beach in Florida. I don't really know the whole details of it, but I know he was on the Patriots for a brief time. And that's really sad. So, you know, hope everyone's doing good over there. The Jimmy Johnson news, the NASCAR driver who his in-laws, it was declared a murder-suicide. They're still investigating. But I will get more information on those 2 stories for next time. But we're hoping that, you know, in the 2 families there, with Mallett's family and Jimmy Johnson's family, that, you know, they're, you know, healing and doing better. But I'll have more stuff for you next time that we can talk about when it comes to those 2 things. Yeah, but I wanted to just kind of mention them now because I know it just happened the last couple weeks, and we're thinking about them.
Our sports segment's real sad.
Yeah, I know. It's usually. I mean, we're in the dog days of sports right now. It's brutal. Like there's nothing, and I'm not gonna commentate on baseball. Like I can't.
No, baseball's not your jam.
Like, that's pulling teeth to me. But yeah, our final piece. Let's talk about it because this has been hot. This has been hot in the Elliott house. In the Elliott house, this has been hot.
Barrett and I stayed up until 2:00 in the morning.
I stayed up till 3:30.
Barrett.
Yeah.
Barrett.
Yeah, I was addicted.
I went to bed at 2. We can't stop watching Summer House on Bravo.
I love
Obsessed.
it.
So we started at I skipped season 1 because
I feel like I'm watching my friend's party.
Yeah, it's your life, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
We started with season 2. We skipped season 1. I saw a couple episodes and I was like, boring. So I went to season 2. We're now on season 3. Barrett, when did you join me? End of season 2? You watched the reunion?
Yeah.
No, you watched like the last half of season 2 reunion, and then we started season 3 together.
Yep.
Oh my god. All right, let's break it down for the cast. We're only on season 3, so while everyone else is living in current time and has seen every single season episode, we haven't.
You know the names better than I do.
Okay.
But
Justice for Carl.
start with season 2 because there's some people that left.
Oh yeah, the twins and Steven left.
Yeah,
we were not fans of the twins.
We're not fans of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like the twins,
I feel like
the twins always were quick to like fight and point fingers and yell.
Always. And the 2 of them chirping someone when one stopped, the other one started, and they just bop, 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 bop. It's like,
it
shut up.
awful.
And then that night they went after Amanda because they were mad that like Amanda and Carl were fighting, or not Carl, Kyle. Amanda and Kyle were fighting, and Amanda was like crying because she heard them talking about it, and they're like, we weren't talking about you. We were just saying, no, you were talking about it. Or just say, I'm sorry for talking about you. You guys fighting was annoying, and we were talking about that, and I'm sorry. Just apologize.
In the reunion too, they were like,
oh my God.
They were like, Amanda, speak up, and it's like she can't.
She can't talk because every time she opens her mouth, you start running yours.
And then Steven loved drama.
For someone,
mama. He tried to be like, oh, I don't like drama. Like, you thrive off of
still
drama.
To this day cannot figure out what Carl did to Steven to end the friendship. And even Carl was like, dude, you're my best friend. Like, I want to like they had like a rift that summer, and Steven's like, I don't know, what did Carl do to you, Steven?
Yeah.
What did he do? Because as far as I'm concerned, you ran your mouth about what Carl, something that Carl told you privately, and then ran around and told everyone like it was hot gossip on the street, which is like a very private thing that happened with Carl.
We're not gonna say it because we don't want to. We're not gonna air it out for Carl because we love Carl.
Because justice for Carl, but
that was a very, very private thing that happened.
Very much so.
You know,
and he's like, well, he never said it was private. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Yeah, that's a
come
joke.
on.
He thrives off that shit, and that's what like people like that. Like,
Carl
you have nothing
did nothing
going on.
to Steven.
Exactly. You have nothing else going on in your life, so you got to air out other people.
Not only did he did he go around telling people, he went and told Carl's ex-girlfriend was one of the twins, or like ex-fling situationship thing, one of the twins. And it's like, they weren't together when it happened. It happened in his young 20s. And they're all in their they're in their 30s at this point.
Yeah.
So it's over a decade-old story that you're telling a girl he's not even with anymore. And then he's like, well, I'm mad because you told Lauren I was lying. You shouldn't have even opened your mouth and told the story in the first place. So if you look like a liar, like, that's on you, Steven.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have repeated what Carl told you. And I'll never not change my mind on that situation. But the people who watch Summer House know the season 2 drama. And it was like sad to me because Carl like wanted to stay friends with him. And Steven's like, I don't know. We'll see. Are you kidding? You know what, Carl? You shouldn't want to be friends with Steven because he doesn't keep secrets.
Yeah, Carl.
And he's not loyal.
Yeah.
No,
dust.
and I'm
so
not
in
down with the
in
twins.
my mind, Summer House starts with season 3.
Yeah, because we finally got the twins and Steven out of there.
Yeah, like, this is the cast.
Like, this is the cast.
This is the cast.
Yeah.
And so there's Kyle and Amanda, and they date, and they have like a 9-year age gap.
Yeah, just about.
Which is fine.
Whatever.
I mean, they're kind of at that age where like everyone's kind of the same. Like, once you hit like your late 20s, everyone's an adult, and you can date whoever you want.
Like a big deal.
It's not a big deal, but it is a big deal when like you're 28 and they're like 19.
Yeah, no, that's a
big
problem.
age
That's
gap.
a problem.
Mentally,
no,
that's a big age gap.
But they didn't start dating until Amanda was like 25.
But if it's like 38 and like 29, like, you're both adults. Like, you've been through it, you know? Like, it's fine.
Totally.
So there's Kyle and Amanda, they date, and they're in a pretty like serious relationship. They've been dating a while. There's Carl, who's an absolute bro-hon. He's awesome. I love Carl.
Yeah, justice for Carl. I can't understand why people don't like him. I don't. What has he done? Girls are always
he was
so
just
mean
kind
to
of
him,
a playboy, but like in
kind of a playboy, but also
the first couple summers he was like a playboy, fuckboy.
He literally told, I don't know what the twins' names are, but one of the twins he had a thing with. He literally told her to her face, "I don't want a relationship. I'm not going to date you. This will not go past like a summer fling. This is what I want for myself." And she was like, okay. And then she'd get mad at him and be like, "You're a liar," and this and that. And it's like, he literally told you to your face. Like, you just didn't believe someone when they told you exactly who they were, and now you're mad at Carl for it. Like, that is not a take I would usually give defending men. Because men. But Carl, justice for Carl. He was being honest. He's a playboy and you knew he was, so why are you mad at him for being exactly who he said he was going to be?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have gotten involved with him then.
Right.
Like, that's on you.
Yeah.
You don't get to be mad at Carl because Carl's Carling and you don't like when Carl.
Not all
Don't
men
be
are
with the Carl.
not all men are bad, Maddie, but
No, I didn't say all men. I didn't say all men. I'm just saying 9 times out of 10 I support women. Or most of the time it's women supporting women, but I don't think the twins
that's girl code. That's just like I have bro code, and I stand by Carl. We both stand by.
We both stand by Carl. We want to make sure it's justice for Carl. I can't understand why people are such haters.
So Kyle, Amanda, Carl. There's Lindsay, Lindsay's turned into like the house mother.
Lindsay is hit or miss.
Lindsay is hit or miss. She handles some things well, but then she handles some things so
poorly.
bad. Yeah, like terrible.
When she went crazy, did you see season 2 when she went crazy because Everett showed up and Everett was like hanging out with the guys?
No.
Barrett.
I don't even want to know.
She went like insane. I was like, is this person okay? Like,
she was going crazy because Everett was hanging out with the guys?
Yeah, he showed up at the house and was like, it was at Kyle's birthday when they all dressed up like the Boston Tea Party or something.
Oh,
and they threw tea in the pool.
Yeah.
And he shows up dressed as like a British soldier too.
Yeah.
And
that's funny.
Yeah, it was. Like they put tea in the pool though, and they had to drain the pool.
Yeah, you told me that.
Stupid. He's like, I really like you and I want to make it work. So Lindsay's like, okay, you need to be here for me. You need to like, whatever. Okay, they agree. They go back into the party. People are clearly drinking. Everyone's intoxicated, which could have exacerbated the situation. Right. And Everett is chatting like on the porch or in the kitchen. He's chatting in the kitchen with Kyle. Just chatting, just existing.
Yeah, existing.
And she's like, you want to be here for me? You're here for fucking me. Screaming. And it's like, oh my God, are you okay? So should he stand in a corner silent unless he's speaking to you and only you? What do you mean? You're all in a friend group. You're all at a really nice cookout. And she's like, you're a liar. You said, like, Barrett, it was the craziest, most unhinged, unprovoked freak out I've ever seen on reality television.
Oh my God.
I was like, wait, is she yelling at him for just existing in a kitchen and talking to a person who's in a kitchen with him who he's friends with?
Not even another girl.
No, not a girl. Nope, a friend.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you here for them? You're here for the guy. Like, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Also, did you know that Everett was the one who told Amanda about Kyle cheating?
No way.
That's why there's that.
That's why there's a riff.
That's why there's a riff.
That's bad.
Yeah, it was Everett. Lindsay's on again, off again situation, fling, maybe boyfriend. We don't know what's the deal. That whole thing. Yeah, it was Everett.
And like, so here's the thing.
And I think that's why they don't like Lindsay. Obviously, Amanda.
Well, every time you even whisper Everett, like she goes freak
crazy.
Out, and it's like, why? Like, why are you gonna be a bitch about it? Like, stop.
Why do you have to have a freak out? Everyone has exes. Everyone has, like, no one's allowed to speak about this one ex that she has. Like, that's why I'm starting to be like,
dust. Yeah,
she's kind of getting dusty for me. Also, I didn't like the comment she made to, oh my, low battery. I didn't like the comment that she made to Hannah's dad. When she's like, we're going to girlify Hannah. And it's like, why? Why can't Hannah just be Hannah? Leave her alone. Yeah. Why does she have to look like you, talk like you, dress like you, act like you, wear makeup the way that you wear makeup? Hannah's perfectly fine the way she is.
Yeah.
Like, stop. I hate when people do that. Like, you're not girly enough. What are you saying? What do you mean?
No one wants to be like you. Like,
Hannah was ranked like 250th in the world for tennis at like 16 years old.
Yeah, that's
She
crazy.
played on the men's tennis team in high school because she was so good, and she beat all of them too.
Yeah.
There was no one at the high school level she could compete with because she was so much better than them. She's an incredible athlete. Why does she have to style her hair like yours and talk like you?
She does. Yeah, it's different.
Also, she's gorgeous. She slays.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Hannah. Hannah's a funny, silly Billy.
All right, so
good time.
Yeah. So we have Paige.
Love Paige.
We have Hannah.
Love.
And
Danielle. You're missing Danielle.
And Danielle. Yeah, Danielle.
Yeah, so it's Lindsay, Amanda, Danielle, Paige, and Hannah. Those are the 5 girls in the house.
And then there's Jordan, who's new to season 3.
Oh, he's so dust.
There's Jordan and Carl and Kyle as the
there's
guys.
only 3 guys and there's 5 girls. Oh, I didn't think of it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, like,
it's so much fun to watch.
It's so much fun to watch. The drama's unreal.
And comparing to Vanderpump Rules, which is a similar age setup, like a similar, more like the West Coast version, even though Summer House is in the summer and it's on weekends at the Hamptons, so they all live in a house.
Yeah.
Vanderpump Rules is a bunch of people who work at the same place and they don't live together. Some people do and they're dating and it's similar, but
Right.
with Summer House, I like love almost all the cast members. Like I want to be their friend. I'd love to go out to drinks with them.
I feel like I'm watching my friends.
I'd love to go to a house party.
And I
feel like everyone can be really like everyone has their moments, but it's storyline. It's reality TV. You got to have some drama. But I feel like genuinely they're all like cool.
Yeah, they're all cool people. Yeah.
I do not want to hang out with the cast of Vanderpump Rules.
No.
I lived in LA and I did.
They're so toxic.
See them places.
Every
but
single
I would
one
never...
every single person on that show is toxic.
Yeah, I just would not. It's too aggressive for me.
So the stuff that me and Maddie actually had a conversation about on our car ride down to the Cape yesterday.
Because you were trying to badmouth Paige. You were trying to put the blame.
No.
Let's call him Paige. That'd be their couple name, Cage.
No, because you're blind. You're blind to it. You support females no matter what.
No, I didn't. I said Carl was right, and that twin was wrong.
But you said 9 times out of 10. I'm
still that
I'm
one
girl
time.
code, but still, no. So
No,
Paige.
Know yourself. Know yourself. Know your worth.
So Carl used to be like a fuckboy. Like he's getting older now, and he kind of wants like a serious relationship. And Paige comes into the house, and this is Paige's first season. I like Paige. I am a huge fan of Paige. I think she's very old-fashioned. I think she's
funny, dude.
She's funny.
She has some of the funniest takes on
her and Hannah. I like her and Hannah. Like they're good. They're a good combo. Like, and Paige is very attractive. She's, old-fashioned, like I said before, and like I feel like families reminds me a bit of like something that like I would look for in a girl.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, she wants to be courted. She wants all this other stuff. But the games that they both play with each other when they're drunk, like, they're both guilty. They're both guilty.
I don't call it games. I call it the dance. They're doing a dance.
No,
they're doing a dance.
No, they're doing cat and mouse.
No, they're doing
That's
a
not
dance.
a dance.
It's a dance.
That's Tom and Jerry, dude. That's not a dance. They're doing cat and mouse.
Jerry's the cat, right? No, Tom is the cat. And
Tom's
Jerry's
the cat.
the mouse.
Jerry's
Paige
the mouse.
is the mouse.
Yeah.
And Carl's the
Plays
cat.
these games.
No, but it also you gotta go back to the beginning of the season when Paige literally said, I think Carl's cute. And then they sat down and they had a conversation after they shared a couple kisses, and she was like, okay, this is what I expect. Like, I like to be courted, and that means I like phone calls or texts. I'd like to see you in the city. We come and hang out every weekend because we're getting paid to live together on a show. So of course you're gonna hang out and be drunk and flirty and kisses and like whatever. But when we're not doing that, like, where's your energy? Like, would you like to meet for breakfast, lunch, dinner, get a meal together, like hang out, a text, a phone call? Like, even you yourself said that. That is the baseline.
That's bare minimum, dude.
That is bare minimum.
A text is super easy.
And he couldn't even do that. And Paige said that. She was
agree.
like, I said I wanted this, that, and the other, and he didn't even do that. Then he shows up at the summer house, and Paige is kind of distant. He's like, what? And she's like, but I literally told you. Like, I feel like she's been very clear. No? But then maybe she realizes, like, oh, I like him, and I'd like to give him a chance. But then he's like,
okay.
I'm going to take someone to a wedding I've been hooking up with. And she's like, what?
But what about the Monte Carlo party? Like, after, like, it's been, like, I think it's, like, week 7. Mm-hmm. They're at, like, the Monte Carlo party for Kyle's birthday. Mm-hmm. And the guy that she invited didn't show up. Mm-hmm. And Carl's now there, like,
she's lonely.
And Carl earlier in that episode was like, "I'm okay with just being friends." He goes, and that's what he said. Like, I'm cool with just being friends. And then she was like, "Carl, I'll ride with you in that one of those cars." Okay, that's fine. That whatever. That I didn't even look into that.
He said, "I'm okay with just. Being
I'm okay
friends.
with just
he
being
didn't
friends."
Say, I only want to be your friend.
But it was Paige who got stood up by her date.
I know,
that said it was
sad.
going to be. That is sad. But then she was like, I kind of miss Carl. And then goes over to Carl and like has that conversation again.
I think
being
she's
like,
probably just feeling a little lonely, which like that's normal for a man or a woman to be, for any person to get stood up and be like kind of embarrassed and lonely. But everyone was coupled up except the two of them. So she's like, Carl, come here.
Like
you know, and I think that was good for the. I think that was good for the
like
both
my
of them.
plan B. Like that's how I thought about it.
Okay, well, she was his plan B when he wanted to hook up with her all weekend long at the summer and then take another girl as his date to a wedding. Like, what do you call that?
I just think that they're like toxic. They're both like.
I don't think they're toxic. I think they're just silly. Oh, Mason, did you hear that? Our little Mason. Mason agrees with me. That was him. That was him echoing.
That was his approval.
His auntie. Yeah, Mason agrees with me.
I don't know. I just feel like they're both toxic. They're not right for each other. We know.
I don't think they're right for each other, but I love them both, and I'm not going to call either one of them toxic because I think that's just kind of.
That game that they're playing is toxic, but they're not toxic people.
It's the least toxic game I've seen played on a reality show between lovers or in my own real life. Like, I went to college and I partied on weekends with, like, we've all done this dance with, like, the friend groups and, like, this is, like, okay, they do a little back and forth, like, whatever. I don't think they're I love them both, and I want justice for both of them. Yeah, I don't think they're well suited for each other. No. I also think Carl saw the shiny new toy that Paige was in the house, like, ooh, new girl, and she's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I think he was shook to his core when she wasn't, like, fawning over him. He's like, wait, what? You're not obsessed with me just for existing?
And let me get this straight, too. Like, in this situation, I'm more on Paige's side.
What happened in those episodes that I didn't see? Barrett finished season 3 and I haven't. And you're like, you just got to watch the last couple episodes. What happened?
I'm more... She just is like... I don't know, man. You gotta watch it. Like, you'll know. Right. Like, you'll know. You gotta watch those last couple episodes and, like... I don't know. I know that she likes Carl, and, like, Carl likes her,
they
or
have
whatever.
Crushes on each other. I don't think they're each other's one. I mean, we know that. We know where the cast is right now, what they're doing, who's married, who's engaged, like, who everyone's dating. Like, we know in present time, like, what's going on.
Yeah. They do a lot of, like, don't get mad, get even for the both of them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like,
God bless.
Fuck, like, dude.
Don't get mad. Don't embarrass yourself and get mad. Just get even.
Yeah.
I agree for both of them.
But then Paige kind of has a breakdown in the last episode a little bit.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine. She's a trooper.
Yeah.
But I'm more on, I want to set the record straight. I am more on Paige's side because she did come out and say, this is how I like to be treated, blah, blah, blah.
She was
like,
crystal
bum,
clear.
bum, bum. And, like, that's... If you get the game plan...
You got the cheat codes.
Yeah, you got the team's game plan. Like, dude, follow that game plan.
Yeah.
You know?
Most women don't even tell you that. They're like, I'm not going to tell you the cheat codes.
I gotta guess.
I'm just going to have you vibe, and if we vibe, and you're you do it, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the woods guessing.
Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet?
But yeah, dude, it's fucking ridiculous. But
I'm sad for Kyle and Amanda because I do...
They're toxic as hell.
Yeah, but
that
Kyle
relationship
makes
is
me,
toxic.
like, sad. His own behavior, like, makes me sad. Like, when he told Amanda he was accused of cheating on her again, but he can't verify the story because he was so blackout drunk he doesn't know. Like, that, his face made me, like, sad, and I don't sympathize with cheaters, but I'm like, this is really sad. And then watching Amanda cry, I'm like, this is so sad. And I just think those two people maybe aren't each other's people. Amanda. I feel really bad for Amanda. I don't know why she continues to choose to be with someone who's going to constantly cheat on you. And I think her parents were right
or like
when she told her parents what happened.
Yeah.
Her dad and her mom were like, you're going to be tempted the rest of your life.
Yeah.
There are going to be temptations.
Yeah.
If you can't even handle it before you're even engaged, what makes you think a ring is gonna, like, change anything, or a marriage license is gonna, like, wake this person up and completely change their behavior? Like, he clearly struggles with avoiding temptation and not leaning into it. And I showed you those Reddit threads I was finding on the internet of people being like, oh, me and my friends were out in the Hamptons partying and he, like, tried to kiss a couple of them, and they would message Amanda. Like, these are all just, this is hearsay. It's a Reddit thread. Who knows if any of it's even true? But where there's smoke, there's fire. Right. Why are people going on the internet saying and Amanda had a point when she was like, there's no rumors about me ever cheating on you. Why are there even rumors about what behavior are you engaging in where people could even start a rumor like that?
Yeah.
You know? It's just sad. It's such a bummer. Oh, also, why did everyone unfollow Amanda? Because Kyle cheated on Amanda and everyone stayed friends with Kyle but unfollowed Amanda. Not everyone. It was just Danielle and Lindsay because they were like, I can't believe she stayed with him after he cheated on her. Wait, but you're friends with the person who cheated on her and follow him and are best friends with him, but you don't like his girlfriend because she didn't leave him over the cheating? I'm confused.
I don't get it.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
That was so dumb.
That's insane.
Yeah. Anyway, also Danielle and Jordan are dust. They're boring.
Yeah, they're
I have
boring.
no comments.
Jordan is just so...
I think he lies.
He's a pathological liar to try to make himself look good, and he
There's something unhinged about him, and I can't put my finger on it.
I think he struggles with his own sexuality, but we haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah, Hannah said that in her interviews, too. She was like, I don't think he knows who he is. I think he knows how he wants to present himself to the world, but I don't know if he knows who he is or what he likes.
Like, so he said that he had erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, yep. He came out with on one of the episodes, and it's like, that's okay.
So they're at a dinner it's Jordan and like all the girls, and he came out and he was like, I have something to tell you guys that I've been holding back, and I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck? And he said that he was like, I have erectile dysfunction. And they're all like, okay, like that's
okay.
easy, that's fine, like it happens, like they're supportive, like all the girls were supportive, and
that's why we love women, because women support people.
Sometimes.
I'm always supportive.
Depends on who it is.
Justice for Carl.
So, yeah, definitely. But when Jordan said that he had erectile dysfunction, all the girls were supportive. Like, they were like, okay, like, that's fine. Like, it's manageable. They make pills for that, whatever.
Yeah, live your life.
He comes back to the house, tells the whole thing, like, the situation to Kyle, but then makes up a story of how he got erectile dysfunction to Kyle.
What?
So he goes to Kyle and is like, I told the girl something last night, like blah blah blah, like, you know, I have erectile dysfunction. Okay. And Kyle's trying to do the best he can, like, to support him, be like, okay, he goes, it's a crazy thing, like, you know, sometimes the little head and the big head don't, you know,
get things
mixed up, and they're not on the same page. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
And he goes, what happened? Like, when did you kind of figure this out? And he goes, well, it happened once with 2 girls or something like that. And he goes, what? And he was like, what do you mean? And he goes, it happened while I was trying to have like a threesome. And Kyle was like, what? Like I haven't seen you bring back a girl, nor like hook up with a girl out in public this entire summer, and you're gonna come with that story? Like, you've been saying
everything
shady
he says
shit.
is like a liar. He's like, I almost brought home a hooker last night, and everyone's like, what?
Yeah, I got my butthole licked on the top bunk during college when I was 19. Like, dude, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen.
Also, one of the girls, I think it was Danielle, was like, isn't that a scene from 40-Year-Old Virgin? Like, that's a scene from the 40-Year-Old Virgin. He kicks her in the face and she breaks her nose. He was like, I kicked her off the top bunk and she fell on the floor and I broke her nose. And it was like this whole thing. And it's like, no, because you totally would have led with that story.
Yeah, he's struggling.
He's struggling. He's going through it. So he's kind of like not it for me.
Yeah, he's not
He's just like, I feel like he's lying to get storylines. And it's like, no, you're not interesting enough to be a storyline.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and Danielle is just... I don't like that she ran and told Paige what Lindsay told her about Amanda and Kyle, the second cheating rumor.
Oh, yeah,
Lindsay's
that was
like, don't say anything. And then she ran and told Paige. Less than 12 hours.
Yeah, that was dust. That was absolute dust.
She's...
Like, do better.
Do better. Like, honestly, sometimes when people are like, I have to tell you something, I go, is it something I'm going to have to lie about?
Is it something that's going to eat me at the core?
Yeah, sometimes people want to tell me things, and I'm like, do I need to know this information? And if the answer is no, please don't tell me, because ignorance is bliss, and I don't want to know. I don't want to keep a lie. I don't want to keep a secret. I don't like when people are like, oh, I have the secret I have to unload. And I'm like, is it going to be about a person in the room with me that I have, like, cheating scandals? You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And Lindsay, you shouldn't have told anyone but Kyle. You should have called him the second you found out about that rumor. On the phone, FaceTime, or a phone call if you're such a good friend. Yeah. You shouldn't have harbored it all weekend long on his birthday weekend. Then the end of his birthday weekend ruined his birthday weekend. And then told Danielle, who went and told Paige. Now you're creating a situation where everyone in the house knows about it except the girl who was cheated on. I blame Lindsay for that.
Yeah, I do too.
I blame Kyle for even allowing a cheating rumor about him to be
I would have been like, dude, fuck your birthday weekend.
Yeah.
It's not a birthday weekend. You get a birthday.
Yeah,
you get one day.
You get one day.
I'm going to tell you this before it blows up in your face because I can't physically handle it.
Also, why didn't she call that girl and be like, who was the girl you saw him making out with? I want to know the date.
Yeah, do more investigative
fact check it and back to be like, this is a huge accusation you're making about one of my friends.
Yeah.
You better have like all of the facts before I bring this to my friend.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I think that she should have done more investigating. Like, Lindsay, you fucking know this person that knows the person that cheated. Like, get me in touch with them so I can be in touch. So I can find this out. Like,
and we're gonna sit down in a room and have a conversation.
Yeah, because I can't.
Also, if I were Amanda, I wouldn't put it on Kyle to reach out. Remember, he reached out to the girl on Instagram and was like, "Did we ever meet? Did we ever hook up? There's a rumor about us." And she was like, "No, Amanda, why aren't you reaching out to these girls, being like, did you ever meet this man?"
Yeah.
Like, this is my boyfriend, and I ain't gonna be mad at you, girl. We can go kiki at the club, but did you make out with my man? Because I'm just not gonna date him.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna marry him, and I'm not gonna get engaged to him, and I'm not gonna move in with him.
Right.
I need you to be honest with me.
Yeah.
Like, and tell me the truth. Did you do this? And it's okay if you did, because you don't know me from Adam, and I don't know you. But I do need to know if you were, like, why is she letting like, that's also the part I'm like, oh, Amanda, you're being a doormat.
Yeah.
You just need him to say the right answers. And you're like, okay, he said the right answers. And I think Amanda's parents, I'm with Amanda's parents. And her dad's I'm done.
Yeah, I think she's settling so bad.
Oh, so badly. She is so badly settling.
Kyle reminds me of, like, all my friends from college. A little bit.
Yeah?
A little bit. Like, not the cheating.
Your
not the
friends don't
cheating.
cheat.
No. But, like, the way that they party, the way that they go out, and, like, when we go out. When we go out, like, send it is an understatement. Like, I go out and I'm hungover for, like, a fucking week after.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I had 3 drinks
Vegas.
last night and I was puking at 2 a.m.
Vegas, dude. I go to these bachelor parties and I'm like, dude, I can't even move. Like, I'm on the flight just crippled. You know what I mean? Like, but it reminds me of, like, how I could see some of my friends, like, getting into, like,
having
some
rumor
trouble.
About them?
Yeah, and being, like, where it was harmless or, like, nothing happened. You know what I mean? It was just, like, they're just, like, goofy and, like, fucking going around and, like, talking to people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one quick look over in someone's direction at a different angle makes it seem like, oh, like, they were, like, really flirting with this girl, or, like, they were really doing something fucked up at the club that, like...
At the clubs.
Yeah, it was bad, like, but at the end of the day, you got to find out, like, what happened, and I guess from what happened earlier on, or later on in Summer House, it was just a rumor.
Yeah, I guess that's what everyone's saying.
It was just a rumor. It was just a rumor, like.
Also, why would people start rumors like that about someone? That's an awful rumor to start.
Well, they are on a reality show.
Do you think Lindsay started it, or do you think the girl who reached out to Lindsay started it, or do you think Lindsay, like, who's this girl in question that we're talking about that told Lindsay, bring her on the show? I want her on the reunion episode. I want her to answer for her.
Yeah,
actions. I need answers from her.
We need to see.
Or else Lindsay's getting the blame for starting a vicious rumor like that. But also, like, I don't think it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't true,
I don't know.
Kyle would have said, I never did that. That's not true. Who is this person? Call her right now. Put her on face. He would have been like, no, this is. But he was like, I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't know, because I was a blackout.
Because I was a blackout mess.
Yeah.
Dude, you're 36 years old. Clean it up.
Yeah. You got to clean it up. I mean, I can't say I stopped blacking out, but...
Barrett, you do not black out like that guy does every weekend.
No, every weekend, no.
Cut it out.
No. Maybe like once a year I black out. That's it.
Yeah, sure. Sure. It's just more on Summer House on the next episode, because I feel like we're running over on time. How long have we been recording?
Yeah, we're fucking way over.
What is this, like 2 hours?
Whatever.
No, it's only an hour and 17 minutes.
Oh, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I think that's what that time says.
The Summer House segment.
Summer House seggy.
But...
Anyway, that's our show for today.
We're going to start coming in hot with more episodes each week.
Yeah, we're going to binge watch.
We've kind of had
some technical issues, our own episodes. We're going to try and put out podcasts every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think we should, because we want to try to keep them down to like 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, we want
to do 45 minutes to an hour, but
so
we just have so much to talk about every episode that they become like an hour and a half long, and then it's a whole thing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll record another episode. We're gonna have a happy 4th.
Yeah, happy holidays to everyone. Celebrate hard.
Holidays. Singing Christmas songs.
And just send it responsibly.
Send it for America.
Yeah, do it for America.
America.
All right. We'll see you next
time.